Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm going for a walk tonight. Absolutely, going for a walk and getting out of the studio for the first time in months. It's an amazing thing. Look up in the sky. We can see a plane. What is that? Maybe it's an asteroid. I've never seen one before. Anyway, what's going on? Are you all fearful? Are you scared? Today was a huge drop for US tech stocks. One of the biggest losses in history, actually, not percentage wise of course, but money wise. Nvidia and the big Mag 7 today lost more money in history. It was a big day today. However, the markets have been recovering all day and they're not too bad. Did you sell off? Did you panic? Are you worried about Wednesday? FOMC report on Wednesday. Are you concerned? Let's talk about it. So I've come out of the house, come out of the studio, and I'm getting some exercise. I need to get exercise. I spend too much time talking to you and building the family. I need to get some exercise and take care of myself. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. I'm in margin. Happy to be in margin. Paying down my margin right now. Not because I'm fearful. Just don't see the growth which warrants margin. Remember, margin costs money. I'm in already. I've got a huge position now. $260,000 in. So I'm on the way to $350,000. Million by the end of the decade. Started with $5,000. So you can't be more bullish than that. The economy is strong, but it's a reminder today that America can't just do what it wants. It does have competition. There are others who look at the country and what we have and they want to compete with it, and rightly so. Nothing wrong with that, and competition's good. But tonight, the United States has realized that it has competition. However, there's nothing in it that I've researched so far which should alarm anybody. What we've seen tonight with this new Chinese company is it may be cheaper, and it also may be a good performer. However, it's still going to rely on Jensen Huang's chips from Nvidia. I've been reading the data tonight, and Jensen Huang isn't concerned. They still need his chips. So is it an overselling? Is it overreaction? Yes, it is. It's an overreaction, but that's what Wall Street always do. Wall Street always overreact because they are, as I said before, not investors. They don't care about the country. They don't care about you. They trade. Simple as that. And all they really care about is themselves making money. Well, nothing wrong with that, I guess. We're all investors, but they're not investors. They're traders. And when the markets get fearful, it overreacts. And the reason why it overreacts is everybody can sense the market going down. So rather than buy more, they sell off to buy back more, because you haven't got unlimited funds, right? It kind of makes sense. However, for you to sell off, you have to know when to get back in again. It's a game of chess, not a game of checkers, right? If you're going to do something, you've got to know what happens next. And nobody can predict where the bottom is, where the top is, how low it's going to go. No one knows. So today, when we reported on this, it wasn't a surprise. We were expecting some reaction from China. This is not a new thing. And we got it. We got a reaction today and a kind of slap in the face that we can do this too. However, if you dive deeper into the figures, Nvidia are still going to make money on those chips. They're still buying those chips. And at the end of the day, Nvidia are still making money. So why is Nvidia down today? Well, everybody saw an opportunity to sell off so they can buy back. And that's what happens. However, they've got to time the market perfectly. Nobody can, even Wall Street can't do that. So today, I looked at it and I thought, should I buy more? Using my margin, should I buy more? I've been reducing, I reduced my margin by $10,000 last month. And I thought, should I buy back some more? And no, not at all. It wasn't that much of a dip really on the S&P. Individual stocks, yes. Big dip for Nvidia today, but Nvidia can go as low as 100. So, at the end of the day, I am not concerned today. The FOMC report on Wednesday will be very volatile. It will be an opportunity for people to trade, particularly at the conference at the end. It's bound to be volatile. But unlike what Donald Trump has said, he's not going to walk on stage and demand that Jerome Powell drops the rates. That's not going to happen. But I think Jerome Powell will hold the rates at 0.5%. Sorry, where they are now. There won't be any change. But it'll indicate a rate cut in March. That's bullish. That's good. That shows the Fed have a handle on it. But get prepared for volatility leading up to the event. And we'll cover it live. We'll cover all the earnings live. We're live in the morning with AGNC Investments. We're going to be live for Google, Coca-Cola, the FOMC report on Wednesday. With full analysis, phone-ins, and all the rest of it. But I have got nothing fear at all. If the market should drop 20%, then I would simply buy more at that stage. That would take me to maybe somewhere in the region of, because if I bought about $10,000, which is what I would buy at a 20% drop, that would take me 60% margin. So still like a 40% drop. Still no issue with margin call. But remember, if you are using margin, you have to first of all know your business, know your stock, know your temperament. There's no emotion with me. There's no stress fear. There's no risk involved, really. That's all managed. Knowing that you've got an exit plan, I can start to sell from the bottom of the pile, make money. So there's no issue there. I've got my engine, which is my income. So next month on, February the 21st is my next payday. I get paid once a month. I'll have a reasonable amount of money to come in and reduce the margin by that amount, which then strengthens the position. Remember, if you use margin and you don't sell, this is the key. You've got to be able to use margin, not sell. People think you should use margin to sell. If you have used margin and you never sell, your positions, the oldest positions that you have, the ones that are maturing the longest, they strengthen and protect everything. It's like a foundation of a house. Because if I sold, obviously I'd be selling for profit. I would not want to sell for loss. It's kind of pointless. So I'd be selling the shares I bought the longest time ago. The ones I bought the longest time ago were back in January. They're up 30, 40%. Some 50%. In fact, some a bit more than that, actually. So if I sold those, I would take away the base. I would take away the positions that are up so much. Now that might be a profit and that would reduce my margin. However, that protects my portfolio. That's what's holding. Whoops, I thought my glasses were falling off then for a minute. Thought my glasses were falling off, but they're not. If I put my glasses on, I can see in front, but I can't see you. That's why I'm walking completely blind, but I can see you. So I don't want to be selling the base. And every year that I leave the seeds in the ground, they become bigger and bigger shoots until I end up with big oak trees. So I want my stocks to compound. Einstein was right about the science of compounding. The longer you leave your assets in the ground, the more they grow and the taller they get. And the compounding effect is quite incredible. I'm now going into my second year of owning the S&P. So now I've got 10% per year on average, if you want to use that as an example. But now I've got 10% on the 10%. So it's starting to compound, and I don't want to get rid of those stocks. I want those stocks to stay in the ground, grow. So if you're using margin, you want to not sell. People use margin to trade. I think that's a very dangerous thing to do. There's no sense of that. I use margin to invest, to pour gas on the fire when I feel that the economy is strong That requires an understanding, a fundamental understanding though. Those that trade with margin are simply looking at charts and they're trading momentum. I don't trade momentum. I couldn't care less what's happening today in China. What I do care about is Nvidia, Google, Meta, Microsoft still making money. Are they still got a potential? Is there still growth in the tank? Are they still the leaders? And the answer is yes, they are. And I don't buy anything that I can't own for 10 years. Let me just read the comments a minute. Vanessa, seeing is the most important. Seeing is the most important. We love being seen. Seeing us is the most important. We love being seen. True. If I can't see you, I can't talk to you, right? Don't drop your glasses. Put them safe in your pocket. They're really squashed on there. They're good. They're good. In a minute they'll fall off and you go, well, we told you so. Second year only. Dang. Not really. I've been investing since I was 17. I'm 55. I used to invest with Barclays Bank years ago. And I started this show 4 years ago. And started by trading. Thinking I knew everything. And I knew, because of my world piano man status, that I knew people. But I wasn't doing it with the people. I was doing it on my own. And I was sitting there trading by myself, doing what I thought was right. And after a while, I realized that trading is a bit of a mug's game, really, because you don't really believe in anything. You're just trading momentum. It's just like being a gambler. You go to a casino and you think, well, it's been red the last 5 times. It's more likely to be red the next. That's basically what a chart is, right? And of course, that's ridiculous. Every turn of the dice, every roll of the dice is 50-50 again, if there was only 2 numbers to choose from. It doesn't become more likely to be red or green, red or black, because it was the previous time. Same with charts. They don't tell you what the future is going to be just because it was the past. It just gives you an educated guess, really. Well, then I decided I don't want to be a trader anymore. I want to be an investor. I want to own the businesses. So I decided to start using what I had, my piano man status, with being able to connect with important people. And that's when I started doing the Meet the CEO series, talking to hedge fund managers, talking to the people behind the projects, and getting to know people in the know. And now I have them on the show and interview them and so on and so forth. So now I'm using all of that to share with you. And then becoming a owner is so much more rewarding than being a trader, because you own the businesses, you're invested. You are literally physically, mentally and emotionally invested. Well, not emotionally perhaps, because it's just numbers, but you are invested and you care about what the business is doing. Today was CAP. Today was CAP, the ultimate. Any comment on video games industry? It swings a lot. I tell you what, as I'm walking, it's hard to see everyone's comments. If you want me to read out your comment, or if you have a question, if you do a 99 cent, the cheapest is 99 cents, not even $1. It will do a super chat, and it will come up, and I can read your comment out, and I'll see that. I'm finding it difficult. It's quite dark, even though it looks lit up. It's quite dark, but I can see if you do a super chat or something like that, the comment will come up, and I'll answer your question. But do it that way. That might be easier. Where am I? I'm near Dallas, in Dallas, Texas. And I'm walking around, getting some fresh air. I'm actually quite enjoying this, actually. I was actually looking at a device, like a harness. I can put the phone out there on a big harness, and I can walk around like this, because I need to get some more exercise. And I'm actually working on some software where I can talk to you while I'm walking like this. I could have a clip-on microphone. I can have multiple charts, so I can actually switch in and out of the chart as I'm walking. So actually I could do my show while walking around like this. That'd be quite fun, wouldn't it? But anyway, I think it's important to keep your head straight and to take some perspective. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited about the future. I'm very excited about what we're able to do, the Lucas aids. I feel that we're growing something really powerful and useful. It's not just a way for me to build an income and earn money on YouTube. I feel like we're building something where everybody can use. That's really useful. I'm not interested in just being, I've never been driven by money. That doesn't interest me. It's just a number. I don't need the money. So what's the point? I don't need anything. I don't have anything. I just have what you see in the studio. But that's all I need. But I like building things that have use. And I feel that this family, this channel has use. It can do stuff. We can solve problems. We can help each other. We can give people a voice, give people a friendship. Wherever we are in the world, we're all together at the same time. I could be anywhere in the world right now and broadcasting the same information to everybody. So I think we're doing something useful. And as we hit 100,000 and then head to 1 million, we can really change the world. We can really do stuff. We can help people grow their social media businesses. We can help people raise money for charity. We can get information about our investments which nobody else can get. Because it's all real, unbiased, beneficial to everybody watching. Very, very exciting, really. Really exciting. So I'm really excited about everything. So tomorrow, I'm going to be up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, in the shower, shave, ready to go. And we're going to be doing ANC, I think it is. No, not ANC. We're doing a real estate company in the morning. It actually gave its figures tonight, but the call was in the morning. So we're going to cover that first, and then we're going to cover more about what's going on in China, how it might affect. Have you got any fear? Are you concerned? Any stresses? And we'll look at all of that in the morning. That's Tuesday. Closing bell. I'll try and do a couple of reviews tomorrow for our members. And then Wednesday, of course, the opening bell as normal. I think we've got another earnings on Wednesday. And then we'll stop for the FOMC report. That's when Jerome Powell takes the stage. Now, there's lots of information going on which is completely false, saying that Donald Trump is putting pressure on Jerome Powell to drop the rates. He might well send Jerome Powell an email and do what he wants, but it's gonna have no effect at all. Jerome Powell is in charge of the Fed. He can't be fired by Donald Trump. He has to fire himself, or the board does. Donald Trump's not on the board, so there's no issue with that. And rates, I believe, will not go down, and we don't want the rates to go down. So, also, I was looking at the report today about Donald Trump says at Davos when he spoke to the world's businesses in Switzerland a few days ago. He addressed the statement that America's been taken advantage of for years and so on and so forth. But actually, it's not really true. I actually looked into that, and America's had its way around the world. It's decided to go to war with many countries without unilateral approval. Iraq war was one. Afghanistan was another. And it's been able, through its military, to enforce the dollar. In case you've ever wondered why the dollar is the world currency, it's because of military power. You know, other countries might not want the dollar to be the world currency, but it is due to the power of the military. So even though America has spent a lot of money on all of these things, the NATO and the environmental things and all the rest of it, it actually has had support and does have support and does get a preferential treatment from everyone, including Britain, by the way. There are deals that we do with America that we would not do with anyone else. So it's fine for Donald Trump to wave the flag for America and want everyone to win. But we have to remember that we are a global community. We're not just a country. And America doesn't exist by itself. It sells its products to other people, services. We also have, not only do we have products and services which we sell, we rely on other people to buy our services. So we're not in a single country. We need to work together. So at the end of the day, AGNC, RKT, I think we can just see that. Yeah, that's what we're covering in the morning. Thank you. So it's great to be patriotic, but we don't want to be blind. And if we're not careful, Donald Trump will turn everything into a transaction. And some countries, and I know because I've traveled every country of the world, some countries are looking for a relationship, not a deal. Not everybody is focused on the money. Some of the medium to smaller countries, they're just focused on friendships and support as opposed to financial deals. Not everyone is driven by that. And if we make everything about, do we get the best deal, not the best relationship, that can come at a price. So you have to remember that there'll be other countries who will then take advantage of that lack of friendship and lack of mutual support and offer a similar deal to get their relationship sort of to replace the American relationship. So America has to remember that we can't bully our way around the world. That's never worked for anyone. The British Empire tried that. It imposed its ideas around the world. And it sounds good at first. We're trying to do good things, so we're going to conquer you and we're going to tell you how it should be. Well, that's very well and good, but not everyone would agree with that. Not everybody will feel the same. So it's just worth remembering that a good business deal is not necessarily measured in dollar bills alone. It's also measured in relationships and how you are seen to the rest of the world, because then the rest of the world will come and support you. Maybe not from a point of view of military, don't need other countries perhaps to assist America, but you need them to agree to certain things, to support you or be a customer for you or help you work in their country and build a factory there. Elon Musk is very good at building relationships in China, for instance. So Elon Musk doesn't hate the Chinese. He builds his Teslas in China. So, and they also buy the cars in China. So anyway, it's getting dark now. This has been great. I've really enjoyed this little walk. I'm going to go in a minute. Sensei, I think, has sent me a couple of videos that he recorded tonight. He did an extra special show, so I'm going to just edit those quickly and put those out. Unless it's just too late. I mean, what is it now? 6:15. It's getting pretty late. Might be a bit too late. I've got to stay married. But anyway, if not, I can do them in the morning while we're watching the earnings. It's always a good time to work. When you see me do the earnings, you often see me scanning around. I'm reading files, I'm corresponding, I'm talking to people. Very, very often I'm talking to people in the company, the people that are watching the show, because we're giving them coverage. They're sharing information which I learn about the business, so on and so forth. Some of it's private. They say this is between the two of us. Nothing untoward. It's just a private conversation. Sometimes I can share my thoughts, but that's what I'm doing. When you see me looking around during a call, I'm looking at all the multiple screens. Anyway, I love Palantir. Someone just said, I love Palantir in the chat. Alex Karp is a very interesting, very charismatic CEO, and do see great potential with Palantir. However, like all great businesses, it gets overbought too quickly and then it struggles to grow into its price. And there has to be a price for everything. You cannot just say it's a great stock, it's only $90 or whatever it is around about now. That has to represent that portion of the business. And when someone says to me, I can buy a share of Palantir, for example, and it's only $90. Like it's cheap at $90. You have to work out how many shares there are, what's the outstanding shares, and work out the value that each share holds. And when you do that calculation, you come to the valuation of the business, otherwise known as the market cap. Now, the market cap isn't necessarily a good way to value a business. It's purely the trading value, what people are prepared to pay on the day. I mean, Nvidia today didn't become worth less, did it? On paper it did, but it's still producing the same amount of money. In fact, it's producing more today. So when someone says it's only $90 to buy a share of Palantir, well, it's only $90. This is going to be the greatest stock in the world, right? Well, you have to understand how many shares there are and how big a piece of the pie that actually is. It's like saying there's a cake here, the whole cake is the business, and I give you a spoonful of the cake, a tiny little spoonful, not a slice, just a little teaspoonful, and I charge you $1 million. Well, is it too expensive for that little piece of cake? Well, you don't know until you've done the valuation. How much does the company earn? What's that little piece worth? You can't just say it's expensive because it's $1 million. It's like buying Berkshire Hathaway. Well, that's $30,000. That's expensive. Not really. Think of it as 30,000 $1 shares. You could buy, 30,000 $1 shares for one $30,000 share. It's completely irrelevant, and because you can fractional share anyway, you can buy $1 of the company. It makes no odds. So Palantir is great, but it's too expensive. It's 200 times earnings. That's exactly like me saying a can of Coke's worth $1, and you pay about $20 for it. That's exactly the same, 200 times. Would you buy? 200 times would be $200, isn't it? Would you pay $200 for a can of Coke? Well, you'd be a bit of an idiot if you did, really, wouldn't you? Because you can buy it everywhere for $1. It's only worth $1. And it only provides $1 of refreshment. Only provides $1 of service. It never provides $200. The only time it's worth $200 is if it was the last can of Coke on earth and everybody was, dehydrated and it could save your life, then it's priceless, right? Or somebody else would pay $300 for it. That's how you value a business. So it's very exciting looking at Palantir, what it's doing. So I would suggest you be a customer. You buy the technology, you use the technology, but do you want to invest in it? Well, only if you think it's going to grow into that price and ultimately become more than 200 times earnings, so you could end up getting it worthwhile. Well, I don't know if it ever can. It's the same thing as when people talk about crypto coin. They go, it's only 5 cents for this crypto coin, or you can buy 1 million Dogecoin for 10 quid. Wow, isn't that brilliant? Not really. You're buying 1 million Spectre dust. It doesn't really mean anything. I'd rather buy one share of Berkshire Hathaway at $30,000. Now you might say, well, that's all right for you. You got $30,000. Well, I haven't. Well, okay, I have. But you can fractional share. You can buy $10 of Berkshire Hathaway. So, you have to think of what the business can create and what it can do before you get too excited. And I'm afraid you got to remember, because I used to be a limited company, not a public company, but I was limited, and I could have gone public if I'd wanted to and want to spend all the money to do it. There's no lessons or qualifications to becoming a public company. You have SEC regulations, but not everyone's good. Everyone's human. Every CEO is human. Not every CEO is a good person. Not every CEO cares about you. Some people set up businesses just to steal the money. I mean, quite frankly, there are loads of businesses that have been set up that are fraudulent, don't produce anything, don't do anything, just take money off people and run away. It's like crypto. There are meme coin set up, then the developer raids the coffers and takes all the money and dumps it. So they call it a rug pull, right? So these things happen all the time. So you have to remember, just because you see an asset, a business or a crypto asset on your brokerage, it doesn't mean it's passed the test. It means it's filled out some forms suggesting it's going to do the right thing. Doesn't mean it is. So you have to understand what the business is. And I would challenge that most people who say Alex Karp is great and Palantir is great, I bet most people have never even looked at the stock, actually deep dive. We did a poll once, 85% of our viewers never even read a balance sheet. So I would imagine most people don't even know what they own. Is that wrong? Well, yeah, it is. It is wrong. We were having a live interview today, and it was an interesting point that there are people who sit on the toilet on Robinhood and buy a stock, but would never actually tune in to an earnings and listen to the CEO talk about their company. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? You think about our earnings calls. We should have as many people in the earnings calls as we do who invest in it, or at least who have invested in it after listening to our show, but we don't. Earnings calls aren't very popular. They are to me, they are to a lot of the members, but they're not to the majority of people. People don't really care what the CEO says, which is hilarious. You'll buy it while sat on the toilet, but you won't turn up to hear what the CEO has to say about your business. That's like buying a house from a builder and saying, there's my £100,000, dollars, whichever you like, build me a house, and the builder says, do you want to know anything about the house? No. Do you want to watch me make it? No. Do you want me to give you any updates? No. So I can basically do what I want with it. Yeah, you could build a house made out of cardboard. I don't care. That's exactly the same thing. You wouldn't do that, would you? You'd be there watching it. I mean, I thought so anyway. I certainly would. So there you go. Just a little bit of a thought there into investment strategy. Tomorrow, FOMC report. The upcoming week. The concern with China. How to invest, how not to. Should we attend earnings calls or not? That's a little bit. I've gone for a walk. I hope you've enjoyed it. I appreciate all the comments and stuff. I'll go back and look at them later. I couldn't see them because I'm walking in the dark. I did say if anybody wanted to make a comment that you wanted me to read out, do a super chat, and then I can see it. It'll pop up and I'll read it out. But I'm nearly back now. I've been walking for I've been walking for 33 minutes. The length of this video. So anyway, look at the planet. Look at the planet in the sky. Up. Shouldn't have done that. My glasses just came off. Damn it. Why did you tell me to do that? Damn it. I hope I haven't scratched my glasses. Someone said, don't put the glasses on your head. But then Vanessa said, look up in the air. I looked up in the air. And then my bloody glasses fell off. Hopefully they'll be all right. Bloody hell. And I'm a real fussy sod. If there's one scratch, I'll be really pissed off. Anyway, it's my fault. Sort of Vanessa's fault, but mainly my fault. Mainly my fault. Definitely my fault, but Vanessa has to take some responsibility, I reckon. Anyway, there we go. Right. Let's finish this little walk. I can see the planet. I have no idea what everyone's talking about. I feel like a bloody idiot now. I hope my glasses ain't scratched. I can't see, can I? Why am I even looking at this? I'll see when I get back in. No point trying to look now, is there? It's bloody dark. It might not look completely dark to you, but I'm walking in the dark. Yes. Right, that's it. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Wherever you are around the world tonight. Be good, be safe. I will tune in with you tomorrow morning. Live. And by the way, if you've not seen it, there is the brand new embroidered shirts and hoodies from the Martyn Lucas shop.com. That's it from me. I'll see you in the morning. Get a good night's sleep. If you are an investor, you won't be concerned. It is what it is. It was expected. It's a matter of time before China said, we can do this. And they did. But it's okay. As an investor, you should be balanced, you should be organized, you should be structured. It's a game of patience, not a game in 5 minutes. So the things go up, things go down. But overall, if you've invested wisely, they increase over time. And time in the market is better than timing the market. That's it from me. I bid you all a farewell. I will see you in the morning. Thanks, Martin. I really enjoyed this walk. Did you go for a walk as well? Ta-ra, everybody. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Whoosh!